This is a bit of a loaded question, but how would you sum up year 3 as head coach of the Phantoms?
It's a good question. Challenging. It was challenging because the philosophy changed a little bit with the Flyers management. More like, really key on the young guys, put them in more situation than I had to do in the prior 2 years. And that was just that part was challenging. And as long as we're all on the same page and we all have the same goal and same plan, well, I'm good with that. And that was something I had to adjust. And I didn't do everything perfect. I'm learning every day. I'm learning every year. I feel like I'm a better coach now than I was year 1. And hopefully I'll be a better coach at the end of next year. And it's I felt like took a little while, and we were battling to make the playoffs, and I felt this year that when we got in, we were the team that I was hoping that we'd become. And I know we lost against Hershey, but I really felt like we played them well. And the first game, could have went one way or the other. Second game, we only gave up 16 shots, played hard, played well. They're the champion for a reason. They know how to win. I know nobody likes Hershey around here, but for me as a coach, I learned from their coach, and hopefully our players can learn from them.
You had to scratch and claw your way in, but what can playing your best hockey at the end of the season and in the postseason do for the off season heading into next year?
For me as a coach, it helps me maybe try to accelerate that a little bit. Find ways to don't wait at 10 games to go to make the playoffs. And we're talking about Hershey, but I felt like we played really well against Wilkes-Barre too. And Wilkes-Barre is a great team. We beat them. We beat them in 2. That's a talented team that we beat there with a hot goalie. So I think that really helped us going into the series against Hershey, and it's going to help those guys that were part of it for next year. And that's my job to find answers to accelerate that. To hopefully next year we won't be 10 games before the end of the year, and hopefully you wish that Springfield lose a couple games. You hope to win a couple games. And it's not good for the stress level for anybody, especially for the coach. But just try to learn from every year and be better, and hopefully your players can be better every year too.
Is it exciting to see some guys step up too that maybe you didn't expect? I know last year's postseason run was kind of generated by the veterans. This year it was, Brendan Furry, Jacob Gaucher, some of those guys that stepped up into bigger roles than maybe you even expected to start the year.
Yeah, and I told you that, I got to give those guys credit. They at the beginning of the year we had a couple guys that were here. The Flyers wanted to, a guy like Jandra. Can he play at this level? Yeah, they made a decision that it was better for him to go back to junior. So somebody had to sit. It was Brooks or Fury or Gaucher, and they sat, but they stayed with it. And Gaucher waited, and Rashinsky got hurt. He missed 2.5 months. Our best centerman, our best forward at the time, missed almost 3 months out of the season. So it was an opportunity for Gauche to get in there and show me and show everybody what he can do. But if you quit on the team and you quit on your coach, you don't have that mindset. You're not that readiness to jump in and show everybody what you can do. And I got to give those guys credit that they did. And a guy like Polar, same thing. He was in and out, and when his number was called, he'd go out there and do the best that he could. And it was that's one thing that was challenging, a little bit more challenging for me this year, because a lot of those kids had to play bigger minutes that some of those guys didn't feel that they deserved it. And for me, it was, when I took this job, I was like, I'll be honest. Honesty, you can't go wrong with being honest. And I feel like I was honest with the guys that were sitting out.
When you look back in October and the expectations you had set for the season, do you feel like those changed throughout the year?
Tough. At this level in the American League, I don't know if you can put expectation, unless you have the same team, pretty much like Hershey does, they always have the same guys coming back. We don't. We're different. We're almost in a different league than those Hershey in the world. The way we want to do things here, we want to develop guys to be ready. The ultimate goal is to be regulars with the Flyers. And it's not every team that are like that. The 2 teams in the finals like that they don't think that. Our job here is to make sure those kids are ready to be NHL players for a long time. Not only 1 or 2 games. Everybody can play 1 or 2 games. The hardest thing to do it's to stay in the NHL. And my job is to make sure I give them all the tools, teach them how to play 200 feet game. I help them becoming good pros on and off the ice, and when they do get called up, we never see them back. I'm a big believer that part of that, all the little details and everything, I want to win for them to be thought in a winning environment. Mm-hmm. I don't want to lose every night. I've had a career as a player not by having a losing mentality. So as a coach, I'm the same way. I want to win every night, but I want those kids to be in a spot where they feel like they're developing in a winning environment, and that's it's tough. And at the American level, it's very tough to handle, and but that's my job. I need to find solutions.